Hi guys, Alexander here. Today we're going to take a look at Ola IEM from TANCHJIM. Hey, I'm Alexander and this channel is dedicated to honest and comprehensive reviews of headphones, IEMs, decks, amps and microphones. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel and don't forget to click the notification bell. This unit was sent to me by TANCHJIM Audio in exchange for my honest review. Thank you. I'm not paid to say anything in particular about this product and all thoughts and opinions in today's episode are my own. TANCHJIM was founded in 2015 and since that time they have put a number of well-known IEMs on the market, including HANA, Tanya, Oxygen and etc. And today we're going to take a look at the hidden gem IEM called Ola, which retails for $40 US. Ola arrives in a quite nice and stylish box. Inside the box we have IEMs, we have two sets of silicone ear tips, each set comes in 3 sizes, so ear tips in first set are shorter compared to the second set, but they have larger bores. The ear tips in the second set are a little bit longer, but have more narrow bores. Also we have velvet carrying pouch and the attachable cable. Talking about technical specifications, the impedance of the IEM is 16 ohms and sensitivity is 126 dB. So this is a pair of quite sensitive IEMs. Frequency range is also surprising, it says 7 Hz to 45 kHz. Regarding the configuration, it's a single dynamic driver IEM and it has one 10mm graphene polymer dynamic driver. This IEM also comes in 2 variations, with microphone and without the microphone. Today in my review I have the version without microphone. Now a couple of words about cable. Cable is real nice and that was the first thing I noticed when I opened the box. It's a very stylish looking silver plated oxygen free copper cable. And the good things about this cable is that it has a minimal microphonics and the chin slider is working perfectly. On the other hand, it tangles easily. On one side of the cable we have 3.5mm connector and on the other side we have 0.78 2-pin connectors. I really like this cable, both how it works and how it looks, and I wish more manufacturers include such cable with the sub $50 IEMs. Also on the connectors we have a blue and red dot that are indicating the left and the right channel. On the actual IEM we don't have indication of left and right channel, and if you have problems figuring out which one is which, so the one saying Ola is a left channel and the one saying TANCHJIM is a right channel. Now let's talk about design, fit and comfort. The ear tip shell is made from 2 parts, the outer part is made from metal, the inner part is made from plastic. Also, according to TANCHJIM, they are using so-called SETI filter, specially imported from Italy, which protects this IEM from water splashes and also it protects them from dust. Neither box nor manual have information that this pair of IEMs has an IP rating, so I wasn't testing this one. The main issue this IEM has is a fit and comfort. And this happens because of 2 reasons. First is that shells are extremely light and they have quite an unusual shape. The second thing is that the nozzle is on a shorter side. So for myself I was struggling for a long time to find a good fit and good seal, so I tried the standard ear tips, also tried third-party ear tips, and at the time when fit and seal was okay, the comfort was suffering. But when comfort was okay, then the fit and seal was suffering, so I had to choose between those two. So finally I went with the set of ear tips and I was able to find a good seal at the cost of comfort. So if you have a chance to try these IEMs before buying, I strongly recommend you to do so. Now let's talk about overall sound signature. The Ola sound signature is well balanced, and it's important to know that Olas are tuned to HRTF curve, which is quite uncommon with IEMs, especially in this price range. A head-related transfer function, HRTF, also known as an anatomical transfer function, is a frequency response that characterizes how ear receives a sound from a point in space. As sound strikes the listener, the size and shape of the head, ears, ear canal, density of the head, size and shape of nasal and oral cavities, all of this transforms the sound and affects how the sound is perceived, boosting some frequencies and attenuating other. Generally speaking, the HRTF frequency response boosts frequencies between 2 and 5 kHz. Now let's talk about bass, mids, and treble. Talking about bass, let's split into mid bass and sub bass. So mid bass is quite prominent here, but sub bass has quite an early roll-off. On the other hand, the bass is quite prominent and the mid bass is also quite detailed. It has good amount of texture and it has quite a good amount of speed, and overall the bass performance is good. What is also important that there's a minimal bleed of mid bass into mids. Now let's talk about mid-range. At some point, mid-range can be considered neutral, but taking into consideration the HRTF tuning, it generally means that upper mid-range is boosted a little bit. On the other hand, it gives quite a good presence not only to instruments, but also to vocals. Instruments sound wonderful and overall mid-range is quite crisp and clean sounding, which is really nice. Also, you're getting a lot of details, layering and texture, and this works really well for many instruments, especially for acoustic instruments. I also liked how the vocal tracks sounded on this one, so overall I am very pleased with mid-range on this IEM. Now let's talk about treble. The treble is crisp, it's clean, and it's full of micro details. This was really surprising personally for myself because we're talking about sub $50 IEM. So overall the treble is well defined, it has enough of air, it's quite smooth. At the same time it has enough of sparkle, but it's not being fatiguing. I was listening to different genres and I never found treble on this IEM fatiguing. But at the same time as the treble is quite good and resolving here and it brings micro details, it might reveal some flaws in a poorly recorded material. Soundstage on this IEM is average in width and I'd say it's more deep than wide. Imaging is excellent and technical performance of this IEM is really surprising, and actually the Technicalities is the area where TANCHJIM OLA just blows a lot of IEMs in this price range out of the water. It reveals so much details, it has so much micro details, the layering is absolutely brilliant. And also it's quite important that because of these technical abilities that this IEM has, even when you are listening to a busy musical pieces, everything sounds really well and balanced. Now let's summarize. Generally, when we're talking about sub $50 IEMs, there are probably two most popular tuning that a lot of companies try to follow. So this is either of a V-shaped sound signature or more of a neutral sound signature. So seeing IEM with HRTF tuning in this price range was really surprising. Talking about pros of this IEM, well-balanced tuning, a good resolution, excellent technicalities and micro details, overall good tonality, and this IEM is really easy to drive. Regarding the cons, the main issue is the feed. So if you get a good seal and feed just out of the box, consider yourself lucky. Also, personally, I would like to have a little bit wider sound stage because taking consideration the technicalities, the instrument separation, the layering, the micro details, it would really benefit from a little bit larger sound stage. If you are on a budget and you are looking for a well-tuned, good resolving IEM that has quite an interesting tuning and good technicalities, or if you want to expand your IEM collection, I strongly recommend you to check TANCHJIM OLA. In my opinion, this is one of the best technical IEMs currently available on the market under $50. Alright guys, that's all from me for today and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and see you in the next video. Goodbye!